Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
27 years ago was a night to stay inside, not a night to trick or treat. The Halloween blizzard of 1991. Over a 3-day period, dumped over 28 inches of snow. Thankfully, there isn't any snow forecasted for Halloween tonight, but it might be a little chilly for those out and about. Let's begin with Hutch Johnson. With the sun ready to set in minutes, Hutch, what's it going to be like out there for trick-or-treaters?
Once we get past sunset, temperatures will be slipping fairly quickly. It has not been a warm day with temperatures below average, and a few sprinkles have shown up from time to time in Lakes Country. All in all, though, most of us will stay dry. In Fargo, during the 7 o'clock hour, your temperature will be 41 degrees. West-northwest winds at around 5 to 15 miles per hour as a rule across the region. The chilliest ghosts and goblins will be in northwest Minnesota and the northern portion of northeast North Dakota. Low to mid-30s there. We'll quickly follow suit, but hold on to 40s in the 7 o'clock hour. Notice those 30s take over late tonight. We do have some unsettled weather to talk about to close out the work week and heading into the weekend, and it does include some flakiness. I'll have all the spooky details on this and more in a few minutes.
All right, thanks. Halloween certainly is a lot of fun, but it can also be a dangerous time to be a pedestrian. New research says 43% more people die from getting hit by a car on Halloween than on an average Wednesday in October. Drivers are urged to slow down tonight, and parents should be putting the right kind of gear on their kids before heading out. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley joins us live now at a local trunk and treat venue with more safety tips. Bailey?
Thanks, Mike. I'm here live at Hope Lutheran Church in Fargo, and I'm with Mason, who is a dinosaur. What was your favorite candy? He just wrapped up getting all of his candy trunk or treating. What was your favorite candy that you got? Gobstoppers. What was your favorite part of trunk or treating?
When I was at Candyman's.
Now I'm also here with Mason's mom, JL. And what do you kind of do with your kids when it comes to reflective gear, safety, and trick or treating?
This is really the first year we've gone out, other than we've gone just to a couple houses, but usually just probably a little reflector. I have some glow sticks at home.
Awesome. Okay, and now I have some of that protective gear that experts say you should be wearing and you should be putting on your kids to go trick-or-treating. I have this blinking bracelet and this glow-in-the-dark stick that also comes with a little flashlight and a little whistle in case anything happens. And now that's what experts say you should be putting on your kids just to make it easier for drivers to see your kids if they're walking up and down the sidewalk or crossing any busy streets. Reporting live in Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Good advice. Thanks, Bailey. First Baptist Church of Fargo is making trick-or-treating easier this year. They're creating a one-stop shop. The church is hosting its first trunk-or-treating event with nearly 15 trunks full of candy. There will also be hot apple cider available and a photo booth to remember this year's creative costume. Attendees can also bring non-perishable food items for the church's I Can project. Trunk-or-treating will be going on until 7 o'clock tonight. In other news, Ben Franklin Middle School went on lockdown after reports of an incident involving a student and several members of the staff. This happened on Monday. A spokesperson with Fargo Public Schools tells us the school went into lockdown so staff members could work with a student. They say multiple staff members were attempting to de-escalate a student. However, no further details can be released by the school due to privacy laws. 10 people were arrested and cocaine and meth seized in a major drug trafficking operation. Of the 10 arrests, 2 were for felony warrants. Agents say during a months-long investigation, they were able to conduct several drug purchases. One involved the purchase of a firearm from a convicted felon. The seizures are expected to result in additional drug charges. Some people who live right next to Highway 10 in Audubon are frustrated. They say their local post office wants them to move their mailboxes across the highway. They don't think it'll be safe to get their mail, so they've called our whistleblower hotline. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer looked into their concerns and what the post office had to say.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
Leon Keller-Hoos lives down this dirt road, just off of Highway 10, but he says he and his neighbors are frustrated. He tells us they got what they call a concerning letter in the mail.
The letter I got from the post office said we had till November 6th to move our mailboxes on the north side of Highway 10.
So this is where Leon's mailbox is right now, but he says the post office wants him to move it right across Highway 10. Leon says he doesn't want to have to walk across the busy road. He doesn't think it's safe. So he and his neighbors brought their concerns to the post office.
They wouldn't return our calls. We finally sent the letter to the three of us that live on this road, and the response we got was effective immediately, no more delivery here.
And now he says they're not getting any mail.
I get my paycheck in the mail, I get my bills in the mail. I'm frustrated.
So what's going on? Why does the Postal Service want the mailboxes moved? A spokesperson with the U.S. Postal Service tells us it's for their own safety reasons. They say they try to avoid any areas that could be a danger to the postal carrier. And Leon says he gets that, but
they got a seat belt, mail or airbag, reflectors, flashing light. I'm just a body.
And that's why he suggests the carrier uses this dirt road to turn around in instead of the highway.
They pretty much back in or try to turn around here instead of going down to the end of the road and using the cul-de-sac.
But Leon isn't done with this yet. He says he plans on bringing this up with Congressman Colin Peterson. In Audubon, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
The Postal Service also told us this change just isn't happening in Audubon, but nationwide as well. They say they prefer not to put their carriers at risk and avoid areas where backing up or turning left is difficult. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 701-237-6576. Leave your tip, and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. North Dakotans are streaming to the polls in big numbers to vote early. New figures from North Dakota's Secretary of State show that many people have cast ballots thus far. A fourth location in Cass County opened today. You can now vote at the Days Inn in Castleton, the Ramada Inn and Fargo Dome in Fargo, and the Doubletree by Hilton in West Fargo. Hours are from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. through Friday. Early voting is also a hit in Minnesota, where the Secretary of State, Steve Simon, says the numbers are unheard of. He says the state is on pace to match or exceed turnout in a presidential election year. Hundreds of items belonging to customers are still at Tom's Shoe Repair, which officially closed its doors on Friday. We got many calls to our whistleblower hotline from people who say they're concerned where their items are. These items range from name brand Michael Kors purses to Eddie Bauer coats. Many are wondering when they'll get their items back because some people need them for winter.
I can live without my purse. I'm more disappointed with the boots and shoes and jackets that people need for winter.
Now, the owners of Tom's Shoe Repair say that people can stop in at the Travel Lodge in Moorhead to pick up their items on Sunday between 3 and 7 and Monday from 10 to 6. People who aren't able to make it should email tomsshoerepair@mail.com. Later on Valley News Live at 6, some suggestions if you're still looking for a place to trick-or-treat on this Halloween. Up next, what's Spider-Man doing in North Dakota?
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live. You're watching Valley News Live on KVLY, your hometown NBC station.
Right now at Home Furniture, spend $9.99 and get 7% tax relief savings off sale prices, plus 0 down financing until 2020 and free shipping. 7% tax relief, 0 down financing, and free shipping. Only at Home Furniture.
Your individual gun rights are at risk at the Supreme Court. President Trump picked Brett Kavanaugh to defend your rights and break the tie at the Supreme Court. But Heidi Heitkamp said no. That's why the National Rifle Association endorses only Kevin Cramer. Kevin Cramer is the only candidate for Senate with an A rating from the NRA. Heidi Heitkamp just doesn't vote like North Dakota. NRSC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
During SUV season at your local Northland Ford dealer, get special closeout savings on a 2018 Ford Explorer, the best-selling SUV of all time. And as the temperature drops, stay comfortable and connected. with heated seats, heated steering wheel, voice-activated Sync 3, and tech to start your engine from anywhere. The best time to save is now. During Ford's SUV season, get $6,000 in total savings or lease a 4x4 Explorer for just $299 a month. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
Our tax commissioner must keep our tax dollars safe and get them where they're needed. But with reckless Ryan Rauschenberger behind the wheel, there's no telling where our money ends up. I'm Kylie Overson. When I'm tax commissioner, I'll stop the waste and fraud. I'll get us on the road to lower property taxes, better funding for our schools, and a stronger economy.
Kylie Overson, the responsible choice.
At Home World Rugs, take an additional 10% off the sale price of premium Thomas Cole shag rugs. And when your total home purchase is $9.99 or more, get an additional 7% tax relief. All rugs are on sale, plus 7% tax relief at Home World Rugs.
You might have seen Spider-Man himself passing through the Peace Garden State this past week. A California man has taken upon himself to visit people across the country, and he's dressing as the superhero. Yuri Williams is the man behind the mask, a peace officer from Los Angeles, California. Yuri traveled to all of the lower 48 states, surprising children battling life-threatening illnesses, visiting veterans, and comforting the homeless. And he's done it all for free. Many of the young people that Yuri has visited are battling cancer, a disease that, like many across this country, hits closer to home for Yuri. Spider-Man has made appearances at hospitals and homes across the country over the past 40 days, including a stop here in Fargo. You can follow his journey on Instagram with the handle A Future Superhero. Thriller has to be among the top songs played on radio stations during Halloween. But is there a point when there's too much Thriller? An FM station in Mankato, Minnesota is playing the Michael Jackson hit all day. The only time they aren't is when they play commercials. Time to retire. Later on Valley News Live at 6, what's ahead for a canine that's been crime fighting for years?
And as you head out for trick-or-treating, it looks cool. Your temperature in the FM area will be near 40 degrees, a little bit of a breeze in the air as well. Not far from average today in Fargo, but all details on some rain and even snow in your forecast next.